So this is one of the rare cases where I've actually read the source material for what the first season of an anime is going to be adapting. Back when The Promised Neverland first started, it was around the time where a lot of big shonen anime were ending, and you were seeing magazines starting to start up some new series in hopes to make the next big property. Right away, I was immediately hooked with this series. It was absolutely gripping, it was interesting twists and turns, mystery, the art was just incredible, and by the time the first arc ended, I stopped reading because I knew this would eventually become an anime, and I didn't want to spoil myself any further. So I do know the content of this first season that's going to be adapted here, but the good thing is because it's been a couple of years, it's going to feel like rewatching my favorite show that I haven't seen in a couple of years. So I know the overall path the season will take, but I don't remember all the crucial details, and it's going to be fun remembering being like, I completely forgot this crazy thing was going to happen, and I got a couple of moments within this episode. Promised Neverland was my most anticipated anime of the season. I knew that it was going to be incredible. I know some people were a little iffy with the studio directing because they felt like maybe we should have a Bones or maybe a higher named studio adapting such a highly anticipated show, but coming out of episode 1, they directed it exactly as I was hoping for. The tone shift, everything about the directing, because there was a lot of very shaky cam panning around characters, really making the viewer almost feel dizzy, like things are unnerving, things are about to shatter. So when the tone shift happens, it really shakes you up. Even as someone who knew what was coming, it still shook me up. The Promised Neverland follows a group of kids who are at an orphanage. Seemingly, this orphanage is happy fun times. The mother is loving, the kids love the mother, they play tag, they compete with one another. Their education is a bit strict, but hey, if you're trying to make the kids smart, no harm done. But they all have these tattoos on their neck, which are numbers. And when I first read the manga, I was like, okay, things are gonna go bad, but I didn't know exactly how bad. And I'm sure many anime originals are gonna feel the same way, being like, those numbers, it's almost like a serial number, that can't be okay. When the reveal comes that they aren't an orphanage to be given to a nice family, but they're actually kids being raised as cattle to be fed to horrible monsters in the dead of night, that shook me in the manga. Seeing it animated, 10 times worse and way more graphic than I was anticipating. The reveal of the poor kid when you see the body just disgusting and sucked of life, that is way more disgusting than I was anticipating. And I knew, like, the art was pretty gross in the manga, but, like, this was something else. The colors, just the reactions from the characters, this is what I was hoping for. And I'm really curious, for anyone who is new to this anime, what did you think of that tone shift? Because I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people who might be put off by this tone shift, because sure, there are the hints, the serial codes on their necks, the fact that everything just, the way the camera was working, the way it was going behind characters' head, hey, don't go beyond the fence. Maybe you're thinking, oh, she's just trying to protect them from the horrors of an apocalypse or something like that. Maybe that's why she's keeping them in there. But when the tone shift really does come and you see a dead kid like that, how are you feeling? Because I remember when I read that in the manga, I was like, this is going to be one of the best manga series that will come out in years, because you could just tell that this author, they had something in mind here, something that was going to be interesting and unique, and seeing it animated, it did everything I was hoping for. I love the overall character designs. They're pretty reminiscent to the manga. They match what I thought the manga did very well. Very solid designs. They look like kids. They all have distinct features. The voice acting, though, I have to say, really took me by surprise. Emma's voice actress, I really enjoyed, because Emma was a character who I liked in the manga, but I wasn't overly fond of in the manga at first. By the time the first arc ended, I was definitely an Emma fan, but the way the voice actor kind of delivered those lines of really that very caring of her family and really had that bubbly persona, but tries her best, it was something about the voice actor that really sold me on the character much more than the first chapter did, or the first few chapters of this manga, with Ray and Norman's absolutely killing it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Ray is Killwa's voice actor from Hunter x Hunter, if I'm not mistaken, which is awesome. I just love the voice acting of our central three characters, because you got Emma, who is the very family goer, will not do anything without her family. She absolutely, if she's going to escape from a farm that's trying to kill them, she wants to bring all of her family, not just the central three. You got Norman, who is the brains of the bunch, who seemingly is top dog in education, but then you also have Ray, who is okay with pushing boundaries and clearly going against the rules and saying it how it is, like, clearly this is a lie and we're not supposed to go over there because they don't want us leaving, not because it's dangerous. In the first episode, they immediately give you the personalities of these characters exceptionally well, introducing you to their behavior behavior and really getting you on board with where these characters will go over this first season. Absolutely perfect. Their character designs are nice, voice actors hit it out of the park, and their personalities were explored at a very nice pace within the first episode while still keeping the focus on the tone shift that was approaching, so when it did hit you, it absolutely hit it out of the park. I absolutely love this. I mean, visually, this is what I was hoping for. A lot of people were a little iffy on the studio because, you know, you'd think, okay, Mappa, Madhouse, Bones, someone like that should adapt The Promised Neverland because you know they're going to hit it out of the park. But I'm glad a studio who hasn't done that many high-named series as of late, still having them hit it out of the park with the visuals, the directing was so damn awesome because it was unnerving. As someone who knew the source material, when Emma was under that cart, when Emma was seeing the horror unfold before her eyes, that shook me because the directing was going inside the character's head, spinning the camera around, doing all these quick cuts, really making you feel like you want to throw up alongside the characters. That's the type of stuff I was hoping for, and the studio hit it out of the park. The visuals and the lighting, the color usage, this, in my head, this is what I thought the series would look like when it had an anime, and it was everything I was hoping for. The music, I have to say, the opening, the guitar work in the opening, absolutely amazing. Honestly, might be my favorite opening of the season. There's a lot of killer openings this season, don't get me wrong. Honestly, last season as well as this season, the openings are hitting it out of the park. But the guitar work is so damn good in that opening. At the end of the episode, when you're hearing the woman kind of sing, that was so eerie and beautiful all at the same time as these kids are contemplating what they just saw. The OST in this series, alongside the great voice acting and visuals with the directing just really getting you inside the character's head, fearing for their lives alongside them, this series is going to be many people's anime of the season, and rightfully so. If they continue to adapt this like they have, honestly, from what I know of the source material here, this season is going to take a lot of people by storm. The twists, the turns, the mysteries, it is so damn good. Everything I was hoping for with The Promised Neverland Episode 1 was achieved. You got introduced to the central main three, their overall personalities and behaviors. Of course, you're going to see character growth with them. You got this really interesting twist within the first episode, learning that their orphanage is just a farm. You're going to start questioning, what are these monsters? Why are they being raised? Everything to really get you hooked on a first episode, it did. It showed you the highs, and it didn't show you many lows. Episode 1 of The Promised Neverland has me so damn excited. Like many anime originals, I'm going to see things that I'm not going to be anticipating because I'm like, oh, this has been a couple of years. I forgot this amazing twist was going to come. It's going to be very fun re-experiencing this first arc of Promised Neverland in a brand new way, in my opinion, a better way, because now all the areas that I was hoping for would hit it out of the park, they are doing that. So if they keep on this path, keep adapting it well with all the visuals and music and all the audio cues, holy hell, is this going to be my anime of the season for sure. Let me know whatever you thought of episode 1 of The Promised Neverland. Anime originals, manga readers like myself, how did you feel about this first episode and the twist that did happen with the overall tone shift? Let me know your feelings, and be sure to like the video if you did enjoy, and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me in the future. But until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.